Hey, what's up? Hope everyone's having a great week here. I just got done filming a new Espadiadaga video that I'm going to be uploading tomorrow. I'm going to shoot for tomorrow morning. I'm going to edit it tonight, get it ready to go, and hopefully I'll have that video up tomorrow as early as I can, so that way you guys can get it. Espadiadaga, baby, that's the video. So it's a cool drill. It's a cool little sequence drill that I put together. Give you some different ideas on, I don't know, just try it out. You know, it might be a little bit challenging or what. I want to jump on here real quick, ending the evening, enjoying the sunset that's about to happen here in a little while. But wanted to jump on here real quick and let you guys know that we have our huge holiday end of the year sale going on over at collegecenter.com. All of our DVD downloads are 50% off. And then we have big sales going on over on our training courses and our training programs and all that stuff. So it feels so good to get out here today. We had sun all day. Last few days have been kind of cold and rainy and a little bit of snowy, right? You can't really tell because we don't, like when we get snow, it doesn't last too long, but there's a little bit left over. So still got some snow lingering around. But it just felt so good today. It was like mid 40s and it was awesome. So the new video I think is going to be really cool. I hope you guys like it because I'm putting together like these different little like sequences and stuff that you guys can try out and have fun with. And then like once you kind of get it down, you can like break it apart and like add your own things and make it your own. But it's like an extension from like some of the old combination drills that I used to do. So instead of like 3 or 4 moves, you know, it might be like 12 move sequences and stuff like that. So kicking it off with some Espadiadaga because I was working on some Espadiadaga stuff today anyway. So I'm like, let me just like kind of work this out. And the sequence that I end up filming today, it happened to be just some of the different tactics and techniques that I was just working on. So I'm like, well, let me share this with the guys and the gals. And, you know, if people want to train with it and check it out, do it. And I tested out some different drone shots, so hopefully those turned out really well. Super excited about it though, man. Like, it's awesome. So I'm heading down here over by the pond just to, like I said, enjoy a little bit, enjoy the sunset a little bit, get some more training in. And yeah, go check out the holiday sales that we have going on over at collegecenter.com. If there's any like courses that you've been eyeballing, if there's any DVD downloads that you've been wanting to grab, or last ones that you've been wanting to maybe finish out the collection with, or what, now is the best time to go and grab those things. We have our new training compound program that's up, and that one is including our eclectic training academy, which is like an eclectic blend of different like collie drills from different styles and systems and stuff that I've learned over the years. And then we also have our inner triangle minor program, minor level curriculum that is also in the training compound now as well. So you can jump into those and get grandfathered in at the low rates that we have going on right now, and you'll be like locked in at that rate for the entirety of your membership with us. And that does count towards the inner triangle stuff. So even if you're in that group, you know, let me know and we can get you into the inner triangle training support group, and you can come out to the complimentary training meetups that we have multiple times a year. And then you also qualify for the discounts and stuff for our other seminars and training camps, like our immersion training camp, like our ITC that's coming up in the summertime that I'm super excited about. But yeah, go check it out. Head over there, collegecenter.com, and huge sales. And it's the end of the year, so hopefully you're preparing for what you want to accomplish in your training for 2020, because now is the time to, you know, really think about it and get ready to kick things into high gear, because starting in January 2020, man, I'm going to be really taking off with some new stuff. In the training compound program that we just released it last month, and we have a lot of people that are jumping in on it. They're taking advantage of it. I'm also going to be releasing to everyone that's in that group as like an additional bonus, I'm not going to do any like additional charges for people that are in that group, in that program. Next year, I'm going to be releasing my solo training guide, which is going to be 100% solo training, and it's going to be solo training like you've never seen it before. So it's going to incorporate a lot of stuff, and it's going to change your Kali game dramatically. It's going to change the way you train dramatically, and the way you approach solo training, and the way you look at solo training, and your perspectives on that and everything. So I'm really excited about that program because you know, I'm finally sharing with everybody like what my solo training actually is really like. It's quite different than just doing like stagnant drills or like hitting the tires or like, you know, your standard Carenza stuff. Like, you know, when you know what you're doing and you know what to look for, then you can really get a lot of benefit out of it. So that's going to be launched in 2020, and that's going to be included in the training compound program package. It's a subscription package. You can try it out for 1 month for $10, and then get locked in at the special rate that I have right now. That's $25 a month after that. And if you're in now, then it won't go up like next year when I do increase it a little bit, because it's like, you know, kind of like a demand thing. So a lot of people are like, dude, man, I want to train all that stuff, man. I want to get get into the inner triangle, and I want to get, you know, but I still want to have access to the other stuff that you put out there. And basically, like, the inner triangle stuff is our actual curriculum, like what we actually teach here. It's our step-by-step process. And we have our minor level that's available right now because we figure that it was a little bit easier to just kind of break down the minor program and let people kind of work their way through that, which is like all the foundational stuff that I think that you need to have, that you need to train, you need to develop to build really strong foundational skills, like in Kali, to be functional, to be practical. So that's what that's what's in the minor level training for the inner triangle that's available. And then basically, like, the Eclectic Training Academy, all of that material is stuff that didn't quite make it. It's like B-roll for us. Like, it didn't quite make it into our official Kali Center curriculum. But it's still really good stuff. Like, we still train it, we still work on it, like, especially if we're, you know, taking a couple of days break from training the curriculum stuff, or we wanted to dive a little bit deeper into something specific. That's when we start diving into that material. So a lot of people wanted to have access to both, but also on the same platform, because for all last year, our inner triangle material was on one platform, and then all of our new training academy was on our new platform. So what I was able to do, I have some of my inner triangle guys that are already members to our inner triangle. I had them go in and test out the new platform and let me know, what do you guys think? What kind of upgrades would you like to see? Improvements and stuff for the inner triangle stuff. And a lot of them were like, dude, I really like the new platform. The video player is really good. Just the format, the layout of everything's really good. And a lot of them are really liking that I went to like a drip feed type of thing, because on our old inner triangle platform, basically what happened is, like, there would be a bunch of different playlists. But the moment that you would sign up, you would have access to like all these videos. And if you're a premium member, then you would have access to like almost 1,000 videos. So people were getting really confused on, like, well, where do I even start? Like, and how long do I spend, like, minimum on each lesson? So with the new training platform, what we've decided to do is, let's just put up for now our minor level training, and let's do like a drip feed of what I believe to be a minimum like requirement for training each lesson. And then as people are progressing and as they're getting better in things, then we can invite them into the higher levels and stuff like that. But then that way you have access to, at least our minor level training, You have access to our eclectic training academy, which is like all of our kind of like bonus or like additional training drills and stuff like that. And then in 2020, once I release it, you will also have access to my solo training guide, which is just, I mean, it's going to be a killer program, guys. It's, you have, I can't really explain it because it just has to like be released, and you just have to see it and start doing it, and then you'll really understand. But a lot of it is the same stuff that I work with, like when I'm working with Tom or I'm working with Ollie, like my staff guys and my staff candidate guys, or like the guys here, like up in Chicago and stuff. When I'm working with them, like privately, one-on-one, or for doing like special edition training stuff, like in class and things, I pull a lot of stuff out of my own solo training. And I mean, if you guys seen, like, you know, you can even go back through some of the old YouTube videos where we post some of our like flows and things like that. Or I don't know if you ever catch us on Instagram, like from time to time when we go live and things and we're flowing and everything, or if you've trained with us in person, and you've seen like Tom or Ollie or Kevin, like you've seen these guys perform, you know, and you might be thinking like, dude, how do these guys get to that point? Sometimes it's a little bit hard to see it like on video, because in person it's always a completely different world. Like video is really weird because it almost like slows things down, and you can't really like get the feel and the energy and the intensity that's really going on as you do like when you're in person. But like everybody that comes out to our ITC camps, which is our 5-day immersion training camp, and those things are freaking killers. You know, we train about 40 to 50 hours in 5 days. So we're training, on average, we're training about 9 to 10 hours a day. That does include sometimes a little bit of a hike. Sometimes we have like a 2-mile hike in, 2-mile hike out before and after training. It's nonstop for 5 days, but it's insane. But a lot of the people that come out to attend those, you know, they're like, dude, man, how did Tom and Ollie get to this point in their performance? And that's what I'm going to be releasing in 2020, is exactly like how I do my own personal solo training, and how I work with them and coach them to do their personal solo training as well. So it's a proven formula that actually gets results. I know like a lot of teachers, at least in my own experience, they don't really dive really deeply into solo training. It's usually like, you know, doing a couple of drills, maybe do some like combinations or some forms, or, you know, hit the heavy bag and maybe do some like carenza and stuff. But there's a lot of stuff that needs to be incorporated. Like there's a lot of different focus points. There's different types of effort. You know, there's different time spans that you should be working on something that's specific, or how to actually compartmentalize, and then how to start building combinations, and how to start like understanding how your body really works at a high performance type of level. As you guys know, like a lot of our training, which, you know, sometimes we get crap for it, I don't really care, but a lot of our training, like we're moving around a lot, right? Like we really move. And a lot of people are like, that's not functional, you know, that's not gonna happen, you can't move around like that in a real fight, and blah blah blah. And it's like, dude, this isn't a real fight though. This is training. Like this is preparing you. This is developing a complete different level of athleticism. Like if you think people like Alexander the Great, who conquered the known world at the time, was not athletic, you are like, I don't know where you're at, man. You're like not on this planet at all. You know, all these great warriors of all times, I mean, like the Romans, man, I mean, these guys worked out, they marched, they trained, they built, they used their brains, they improved their bodies. Like this is what they did. I mean, this is how you become functional. This is how you become world class. You know, this is how you develop the performance ability to be able to protect yourself, not only on those one-on-one situations, but those multiple opponent situations, man, where it does take a lot of energy, and you better need to know how to move and navigate your terrain, and you're gonna need the athleticism to do that, and the intelligence to do that, and the skill to do that, and everything. So, you know, that's what we build, you know, and you know, a lot of our training here at Collie Center, you know, we don't really reference a whole lot of it towards like the term martial arts, even though it is a martial arts. It's very martial. I mean, we're hitting people with weaponry, right? I don't know why you'd want to hit someone with your empty hand when you can hit them with a tool. This is better and way more effective. But of course, you need the empty hand stuff as well too. I mean, we have all that. That's in there. That's area 6 of Kali. You know, but like, I mean, it takes such a high level of athleticism to be able to, you know, navigate, to be able to perform no matter, you know, where you're at. Like it shouldn't really matter. I mean, if I got to train or I got to flow or fight or whatever in this is far more complicated than, you know, growing up in Chicagoland and being on concrete and asphalt all the time. You know, I mean, the hardest thing to fight on when it comes to like, you know, urban terrain is ice. You know, that's the hardest thing to fight on. But this stuff, like Rafal came out here and we were training. He came out for a weekend and we were hiking and we were training and I took him out to some different sites and stuff. And, you know, the terrain that we were training on, he's like, dude, this is more challenging than anything. You know, I mean, it is so complicated. You know, he's like, I get it. He's like, I understand why you focus on footwork the way that you do, how much you focus on it. I understand why you come out and train out, you know, in the woods or at the beach or, you know, in these more like natural terrains. He's like, because this shit is freaking hard. And I mean, he was tripping all over the place, especially right now. Like, you know, you get all these leaves and stuff. You know, it's not just like your physical ability of being able to navigate this terrain. You got to remember the terrain. So there's so much that goes involved. And all of the solo training that I do and that I teach, it encompasses all of that stuff. So yeah, man, I'm really excited about it. 2020 is going to be an awesome year. I'm doing something completely different in 2020 with my own personal training. And that is that I'm changing the focus of it. And basically what I'm doing is, like, for the last 20 years of my Filipino martial arts venture, I started Filipino martial arts in the summer when I was 15. And that was my first time, my first exposure to Filipino martial arts. That group, actually, they did call it Eskrima. They did not call it Kali. I learned about the term Kali probably like 3-4 months after I started training with them, and I was doing more research and stuff, and I brought it up to them about Kali, and they didn't really give it, they didn't care, dude. They're like, just shut up and train, dude. That's kind of like the mentality that I've held this entire time. You know, just like, dude, whatever, man, just train. Getting bogged down on like terms and stuff like that. It's so stupid. You know, but yeah, like for the last 20 years, it's pretty much been like all my focus has been on like me, on myself. It's been very selfish. You know, just improving my own skills and improving myself and understanding for myself and studying for myself and all that. This year for 2020, what I want to do is change my focus, and even my solo training focus is going to be on you guys. It's going to be on how do I, like, everything I'm doing is with the intention and the focus to help you improve in your training. So I'm really going to look at how do I approach my own training in a much more selfless type of way instead of a selfish type of way. I've never really done that before. I mean, obviously there's like teaching where you're teaching for someone else to learn, but I've never looked at my own training in that way before. And I'm really interested in this experiment and seeing like how it turns out. Maybe it won't work, I don't know, but I'm going to try to give it a whole year of, you know, using that type of focus and see how it turns out. So hopefully it will, hopefully it does work out, and hopefully you guys are going to benefit a lot out of it. And I am going to be posting a lot more here on YouTube. I got all these different ideas for Instagram, for IGTV, for our new Facebook group, which is the Kali Center Training Compound, which is going to kind of assist the YouTube channel. So if you're like, So if you like the videos here and you want to kind of dive in a little bit deeper on some of the different lessons and stuff like that, over on Facebook, we have our College Center Compound group. It used to be College Center Community, but I ended up switching it over to College Center Compound. It's pretty much the same thing. There's a few little different variations. Right now, we're just going to be focusing on like what we're doing here at College Center. Because again, 2020 is all about me focusing on what I can contribute to you, and that's the focus. So, that's why I had to change the community to the College Center Compound on Facebook. Everyone's really liking it, so it's gonna be cool, man. We're gonna be going like live. We're doing some live training sessions and just a whole bunch of stuff. Pretty much hitting all 12 areas of Kali, so it's gonna be great. So yeah, just want to kind of touch base with everybody. I don't know if you guys got any questions or anything that I can answer for you guys real quick. Let me see. Morning here from the Philippines, just got home. Nice, man. I can't read that. I missed the double stick basic exercise. Now I'm just shadow practice them. Yeah, man, that's good. Just work it out, man. It's okay with missing it. Always, just train it later. You're ace. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I like practical best material is. Yeah, I mean, like sometimes, here's my like kind of like teacher point that coming out on the whole practical thing. Sometimes a student, it's like when somebody really just like, man, I just want to train practical stuff. Sometimes you have to go through a little bit more of a kind of like a perfection development to unlock the practicality also. So, a lot of martial arts training focuses the skill development on like the average attacker or the average type of self-defense situation that you would be in. And they're not really preparing you what happens if you are up against somebody who is trained and who does have skill. And that's why for our training, that's why we look at performance. We look at high performance and we look at developing athleticism, because there's a lot of people in the world that are trained. When you think about it, I mean, a lot of kind of bad people, right? Bad guys out there, criminals and all that, they're becoming more clever nowadays. So your performance level is going to need to step up. So sometimes you need to work on that. And as a teacher, I do get students that will come in from time to time. They're like, yeah, I don't want to do this. I just want to do the practical stuff. And I'm like, you will never be practical against somebody like Tom or against somebody like Ali without doing this. That's just the truth. Some people don't like hearing that, but that's like, I mean, like BJJ is going to be very practical by the time you're a blue belt. But then there's this thing called black belts, and you're not going to beat that guy. Like, it's just not going to happen. Like, this person is a professional at what they're doing. Like, I know, like in Chicago, some of like the gangs, the street gangs, some of those guys would enlist in the military, get discharged, and then they'd go back to their gang and train their street soldiers and stuff in military tactics. So these guys are trained. So you need to be really, really good. And because you don't know who you're up against in reality, for those who are looking at practicality, you need to be ready for whatever. And that's how we look at our training as. And with our training, we don't really look at it so much as like a martial art, even though it is. We actually do a little bit more of a comparison to it like being more like fencing, because fencing is very athletic. It's very high performance. And that's kind of like how, just like at College Center, between our chapters and stuff, that's kind of how we kind of compare ourselves. Is we're like, nah, we're kind of training and looking to perform more like, like fencers, man. Like, let's get ourselves performing up to the point of like Olympian type of levels and stuff like that. So that's how we look at it, because the world of practical martial arts is changing. It is evolving, right? You always have that battle against arms versus armor, and it is definitely evolving and it is changing. So if you're not evolving with that, if your skills and your training is not evolving with that, then good luck. That's all I gotta say, you know. So yeah, man. Let's see. I'll be looking into KC this year. Yeah, dude, it's gonna be a massive blow up year for here at Kali Center. If you want to just train, like if you're like, I don't care about like the political bullshit, I don't care about any of that stuff, I just want to train. That's all we do here at Kali Center. Like, I don't care about all the other stuff. I just want to train, dude. That's it. I too having difficulty the difference of their names, more so the origins of the martial arts. Yeah, again, like, honestly, I mean, sometimes, like, people will comment whatever on my videos, and they'll be like, oh, Kali's not real, and I'll respond to them. Dude, it's just to get engagement on the channel. I really don't care. You know, like, I believe in the future. I don't really believe in, like spending all this time pondering about the past. I mean, you know, understand what you need to about the past, but there is a lot as far as like practical fighting, tactics, strategists, tacticians, and all that. I mean, you don't really want to be looking at the Philippines when it really comes, like the ancient Philippines, when it comes to like, you know, strategists and tacticians and world conquests and that type of stuff. I mean, you want to be looking more towards like the other Asian areas and the Western world, and so like people who really conquered things, and where the specialists really were as far as that stuff goes. And that's not like to take anything away from like that, you know, period of history of the archipelago, but nobody really knows. I mean, you're not gonna know. Who knows? I mean, one person could have used the word Kali and then it technically was. Maybe nobody did. I don't know. Maybe Kali's a made-up term, but the thing is that it exists today. And it was listed in 1957 in a book. And I don't know about you, but 1957 compared to today is history. So Kali has been used in history. It is used by the Philippine Force Recon Marines. Whatever influenced it, whatever it is, it's been accepted by them, and that is what is being used in conjunction with the military tactics and stuff. That is what's being used to fight for, you know, the freedom of the Philippines and their protection and all that stuff. So I don't really care when it comes down to all that stuff. Like I said, I'd rather look into the future. I'd rather look at where training is going to be, where it's going, where the skill is progressing, where people's ability is, the capability of people's ability is going. That's really what I look forward to. And, you know, the historians can discover whatever they want, proofs or disproofs. I don't care. Whatever. You know, I mean, honestly, I have Spanish heritage in me anyway, so I really don't give a shit what it wants to be called. Call it Kali, call it Eskrima, call it Arnis, call it Baston, call it whatever you want. I really don't care. It's just, I know it works, and I know it's really fun. It gives me a really good workout, and Kali has helped shape my life to what it is today, and I'm really happy with where my life is and where I see it going in the future, and that's the most important thing. So my origins are kind of more important. But everybody, you know, to each their own on that. Everyone's got their own opinions, and that's totally cool. Let's see here. They are all different in ways and all have benefits and weaknesses. Well, good to see you again. Be well. Thanks, man. Thanks, Joseph. I will look into getting something when getting home from work. Yeah, dude, check it out. Right now is like, it's the best time because we got like the best prices of the year. Sometimes when training unarmed, it's like I perform a lotus palm, Jeet Kune Do, or Wing Chun fist styles. It's weird. That's fine. Whatever, man. Whatever works, man. Whatever works. I want to learn from all masters. How can you be the best if you don't learn from everyone? Well, it's not about being the best. It's about being your best. So you're never going to be the best because honestly, when it comes to this stuff, when it comes to using your hands, when it comes to using things like sticks and swords and spears and, you know, all that stuff, the best already lived. You know, people aren't, you're not going to conquer the world, right? Like you don't have, you know, a military to your disposal like Alexander the Great had. I mean, that dude is going to be like one of the world's best. Genghis Khan is one of the world's best. Like, you're never going to be that good. I'm never going to be that good. Those guys were masters at their crafts, you know, far more masters than like anybody's going to be today. Nobody's going to be the master. So it's just about, you know, working your work, do the best you can, and you grow from it, and you know, you master it to your ability, and every day you make improvements, and it's your own self-mastery. That's really what that means nowadays. No one's going to be the master. It's not going to happen. You can learn from as many people as you want. You can expand wide. The thing that I like doing on any subject, not just martial arts, is I like to investigate a large variety of people, and then I like to find the people that I believe are the best for me, and I get rid of everybody else, and I just stick with those like 1, 2, maybe 3 people, and I study them deep. And I just go really, really deep on what they have and everything that they've got, and that's how I work it out. I don't need to learn from everybody, but I definitely, it's just the world's too big for that, you know. From a guy that's been in the Kali Center for 4 years, it's the best program. Thanks, Rob, man, I appreciate that. Yep, I think you are definitely one of our longest Inner Triangle members, so yeah. You heard it from the man right there. Cool, guys. So yeah, go head over to KaliCenter.com. Go check out all of our holiday specials. We got awesome prices. Like I said, 50% off on all DVD downloads, and up to 75% off on our other training courses and our other training programs and subscription programs and stuff like that. So now's the time to get in, because once 2020 hits, we're going to be taking off, man. We're going to be rocking and rolling in our training. So we're not going to be slowing down. We never really do here. So I still like the story of Bruce Lee and Darudan and Asano's story, from which Kali Eskrima is evolved. Yeah, sure, man. That works. That works. I mean, you know, everything's evolving, Kali. You know, nowadays, I mean, Kali, you know, is being integrated in all these other martial arts. I have Krav Maga people that are contacting me all the time. I have Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu people that are contacting me all the time. I have boxing people. I have basketball players. I have football players. I have fencers. I have soccer players. I have tennis players. I have people from all different types of athletic backgrounds that are contacting me to integrate Kali into their training and into what they do. And all that's going to do really is it's going to help improve what they're doing, what their focus is, but that's going to help evolve Kali itself. And it's all an evolution. And that's why I said, like, I don't look so much at trying to understand the origins in the past and all that, which some people are, if that's your thing, that's your thing. That's totally cool. That's not my thing. I want to look at the future. I want to look at the evolution. And Kali is an evolution term for Filipino martial arts. And maybe it's not historical. Maybe it was never used by the indigenous people or the true indigenous natives of the archipelago. That's totally fine, because time evolves. Time changes. And Kali is an evolution of whatever the Filipino natives had. It's an evolution of the Spanish influence that influenced what the natives may have already had. It's an evolution, and to me, that's what the term Kali represents. You know, Kali, there's a lot of different definitions for the word Kali. I believe in the definition that it means to dig deeper, but dig deeper into what? Not in the past. Dig deeper into the future, right? There is so much more future than there is past. Right? We already know how much past there is when it comes to, you know, the human species. We have no idea how much future there is out there for life. So I say, you know, for me personally, focus on the future and the evolution of that. not the evolution of the past or how we became what we did today. Where are we going? That's the big question. And Kali is a perfect mirror on, or I guess not really mirror, but like a telephoto lens of where we're going. You know, and that's what Kali, the term Kali, represents to me. So to each their own on that, right? But anyways, I'm gonna jet out of here. I'm gonna go make myself some dinner. Like I said, I just got done also filming a brand new Espada Daga video. I'm gonna get that edited tonight, and I'm gonna get it uploaded tomorrow because it's been like 6 days or a week since my last post or my last video, and I want to get on a streak here, man. For 2020, I want to get into a streak where I'm uploading like at least like 3-4 times a week again, like I used to do way back in the beginning of Kali Center. All right. If you guys haven't, check out my vlog channel, or it's kind of like a vlog channel. It's kind of like a whole new thing that I'm doing. It's called Paul Ingram's Saga. It's like my untold saga because, you know, it's my life now. It's like my ongoing life, the future of me. And I'm doing some vlogs there. I'm going to be doing like 2, maybe 3 vlogs a week over there. And I'm going to be doing some other videos. So, you know, there might be other glimpses of martial arts stuff. There might be other glimpses of like some archery stuff and like gardening stuff and hiking stuff and outdoor stuff. And there's all kinds of crazy stuff that I got going on. All right. Anyways, I'm out of here. Head over to KaliCenter.com and go buy some stuff, man, because it's the best prices right now. All right. Before the end of the year, and I'll probably see you before 2020, but if for some reason I can't get on there because it's getting really, really close now, then I'll see you guys in 2020. All right?